Hey kids, it's Papa. You ready to explore the Bible? All right. Take your Bibles and turn with me to 1 Kings chapter 15. 1 Kings chapter 15. I think this is our first post that we're actually recording in Edinburgh. We're having a good time here. The people are wonderful and we are enjoying it. A little bit rough in the house. Living conditions are not what we had hoped, but we're doing okay. Anyway, here in 1 Kings, it's important to understand that in 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, it's telling you about the things that take place, but it's not necessarily in chronological order. In other words, it doesn't happen in the exact order because it kind of goes back and forth, because there's the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, and it talks about this king and the things that he did, but the king in the southern kingdom actually comes in to reign in the middle of this kingdom, and so it'll tell you all about this king, and then it'll back up and it'll tell you about this king, and then it'll back up, and so it's a little bit disjointed, but it's easy to understand if you understand that the kings kind of stagger, and you just have to put it together that way. Anyway, Jeroboam died and left his son Nadab on the throne. Now, Jeroboam was in the northern kingdom. His son Nadab reigned for only 2 years. Why? Because he was as evil as his father. He didn't tear down the altars that his father put up. No king of the northern kingdom did, and that was the reason they were all considered to be evil and idolatrous in the Bible. And so, in any case, but Nadab died because Baasha, Baasha was one of his generals, and he killed him. And when he killed him, he went and killed all of Jeroboam's offspring. Now you remember that the prophet came and told Jeroboam, all your children are going to die because you've set up these altars. And remember, Jeroboam stuck out his hand and said, seize that man, and suddenly his hand withered up and he couldn't pull it back. And well, one of the prophecies was that all of Jeroboam's children were going to be killed. Well, Baasha did that for God. But Baasha was also evil. And Baasha went down and he attacked the Philistines, which was fine. But then he did something different. He went right down to Jerusalem. Okay, and this is in the southern kingdom. And Asa was the king, and he was a good king. But Baasha went right down to Jerusalem and started to build a city only 1 mile away from Jerusalem. Now, what he was trying to do was he was trying to set up a garrison and a city that would overpower Jerusalem and keep everybody from coming in and out of Jerusalem, so that he could kind of cut the head off of the southern kingdom. Asa said, what am I going to do? Apparently his army was insufficient to the task of driving Baasha and his army out. And so he had another idea. He did something that they did a lot back then. He sent a letter and a whole lot of gold and a whole lot of silver up to the king up in Syria. And his name was Ben-Hadad. And Ben-Hadad they'd kind of had a league with David and with Solomon, and so Asa said, hey, listen, I'm going to send you all this money, and all I want you to do is go and attack the northern kingdom from above. Okay? And what happened was Ben-Hadad said, okay, yeah, I can do that. So he took his army down and he started attacking the northern end of the kingdom. And when that happened, then Baasha said, whoa, I've got to take my army up there. So he took his army back up to defend the northern part of his kingdom, and then Asa and all of his people could go and recapture Ramah. But he did something different, and I've asked you to turn to 1 Kings chapter 15. Notice it says in verse 21, and it came to pass when Baasha heard thereof, that his north was getting attacked, he left off building of Ramah and he dwelt in Tirzah. Okay, in other words, he kind of forgot the project. Verse 22, then King Asa made a proclamation throughout all Judah. None was exempt. In other words, everybody's got to show up. Everybody's got to help. Okay? And they took away the stones of Ramah and the timbers thereof, and wherewith built Baasha, wherewith Baasha had builded, and King Asa built with them Gibeah of Benjamin and Mizpah. In other words, they took all of the building supplies, all of the timbers, all of the stones that Baasha had invested in, and they went and they built their own cities, and they didn't build that one. But it's the interesting thing is that Asa said, okay, everybody's going to help. Everybody's going to show up. You bring your ox, you bring your wagon, you load up a stone, you load up some timbers, and everybody's going to help. When everybody helps, it's amazing what can get done. When everybody shows up to help, it's called teamwork. And it's amazing what can happen. Now, you are a sister, two brothers, and it's amazing what can happen if the three of you actually work together. Now, this is a biblical principle. We find it throughout the Bible that when people work together, when they fellowship, whether it is the church or whether it's the family, when people work together, it's amazing what God can do. This is one of the reasons we have the church. But in the family, it's the same thing. The projects that you had and you've been helping your dad with, it's amazing what happens when everybody does their part. And we call that teamwork. And I would challenge you, if the three of you will stop fighting and bickering and stop being selfish and start saying, you know what? If we work together, we can do some amazing things. I think you would be surprised, because it doesn't stop when you leave and go to college and start your own families. I'm still working with my brothers and my sister on projects and things. And it's amazing what God can do when people are just willing to work together. It's called teamwork. And it's something you need to learn, because this world tells you to be selfish, to do things your own way. God says, no, I've created you to work together. It's called teamwork. Hey, love you guys. See you later. Bye.